Hey, this is Russ. We're headed to the Prospect Heights Trail again, but I'm doing something a little bit different this time. I'm giving you the right angle view. All right. So instead of recording, let me move this up a little bit here. Instead of recording straight ahead, camera's now angled to the right. Now, I figure I'd do this way you get to see what I see off to the sides. You let me know if you like this format or not. So you won't get to see what we're heading towards, but you'll get to see what we're passing. How's that? So we'll call this one the right angle view. If it works out, we'll do the left angle view another day. So today I am taking it easy in terms of how hard I pedal. I'm pedal assist level 1, and my gears are sitting at number 5 out of 7. Now, of course, I will still use throttle a little bit if I go up a hill and I can't handle it, but we're going to try our best to go with a lower pedal assist. Now, today is extremely cloudy. In fact, it might rain. It showed a 50% chance of rain, but they said that won't happen until later this afternoon or late afternoon. But we could get some little drizzles happening because of the way it is. So I debated whether I wanted to go as far as the Prospect Heights Trail, but I said, well, if it drizzles on us, I guess it drizzles on us. So again, I'm watching the app, so I don't have any camera facing me. It's okay, you know what I look like. But this way you get to see some things that I usually get to see on the sides. Now, according to the map, as of starting this recording, and I've already gone a couple of miles already, but we've got about 5 miles from this point to get to the trail. Today is a Monday, and it's, a little after 9 o'clock in the morning. I tend to think that those who are headed to work are probably already at work. But as you know, people are always on the road. I'm not really sure exactly what you guys are seeing, the angle you're actually seeing, but I get to see some houses. Temperature right now is about 66, 67 degrees, so it's actually a little cool, but a good kind of cool. I've always said the best weather is 70 degrees weather, and of course humidity is up there. I think it's something like 89% relative humidity right now. That's only because it's getting ready to rain. I think it rained last night, or at least it said it was going to. You never can tell. By the time you wake up, you don't know if it's rained or it hasn't, because a lot of times the roads aren't wet. So did that evaporate, or did you just didn't have any rain? Don't know. Okay, so we are to turn left at this upcoming street. So to do this, I always hop off, and then I hop back on. Now, even though it's pretty cloudy out there, I'm still wearing my sunglasses. I tend to like wearing my sunglasses more than my regular glasses when I'm outside. Just gives me a nice dampened feel in terms of the brightness level. I don't really need the sunglasses because the sun really isn't out. So it looks like it's picking the same route as it did the last time I used it to get to the Prospect Heights Trail. So the whole point of using this bike map app is so that I can go places during the weekday rather than only having to do it on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning when the cars are less. It definitely picks streets that are easier for a bike rider. Now, last time we did this, all of these streets were new to me. I've never been down these roads before, but I'm beginning to start recognizing things already. That doesn't mean that I still have a good sense of direction, because it's usually pretty bad. We're going to go on to this area where they have a little bit of gravel because they're still constructing on the street. You always got to be a little bit scary or a little bit nervous about these type of things because you could slide on the gravel.
Turn left onto Alexandria Street.
It's also one of the reasons why I don't do non-paved streets. So I set a timer for 15 minutes again because I can't see the countdown because I don't have a forward-facing camera facing me. So when the alarm goes off, that's when I need to reset my cameras again. Figured that was the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, I end up losing you because I forget about it and then I keep riding and don't even know I'm not even recording. Now, pedal assist level 1 is giving me about 35 to 71 watts of power. When I go on 2 or 3, we could be in the 200 to 300 ranges, sometimes even 400 watts. There's a total of 750 watts that this thing will go to, even though the motor is probably really a 500 watt motor. It peaks out at 750. It'll still give you the 750 when you need it. So by pedaling at assist level 1, you end up with a lot more battery savings. Now, of course, that doesn't apply when you're doing throttle. Like right now, I'm throttling up. This little bit of throttling is giving me 400 watts of power, so that's eating up some power. All right, so we're going to cross Palatine Road again. But again, no big deal because there's a bunch of cars here, so I don't have to worry about getting our fair turn to cross. Hopefully the light will change. And it just did. Now when I cross intersections, I always throttle up and pedal at the same time, trying to get a little more speed to get past the intersection. They say the most dangerous thing you could do is cross an intersection because cars sometimes don't stop, they'll slam right into you. And I've seen that on the internet. So you always got to be aware. Sometimes it's more dangerous than just riding on the street. Crossing the intersection is the worst. Alright, so we're going to take a left turn at this street. So we'll move to the left. Now I'm doing something a little bit different that I usually don't do. This time I brought my bike lock, put it in the back, in the panniers, on the top part of the panniers. That adds another 11 to 12 pounds. All right, so I brought the bike lock and also the cable. The cable doesn't weigh a whole lot, but that bike lock and chain weighs a little over 11 pounds. I think it's better to put everything to the back. If I stuck it in the front basket, it makes it harder to steer. I mean, the basket is not connected to my steering, but the sheer weight being in front makes it harder to deal with. So for those of you who are getting e-bikes and you've got racks available, the rear rack is actually more important. You want to store most of your stuff back there. That's why people use panniers. You don't want to stick everything in that front basket because the extra weight in the front is really not a good thing for you. Your bike is more nimble if you have less weight in the front. So I do use the front basket when we do grocery shopping. My wife and I go grocery shopping. She rides her bike. She has a regular bike. She doesn't have an e-bike. And then I ride my bike. I stay outside while she goes in and shops. And then we load up everything. We stick it in the front basket. I usually have a bag that I put it in and stick that in the front basket. Now recently, she also got a backpack looking thing. It was a gift to her. She got to choose her gift, so to speak. And the company gave it to her, and it's an insulated backpack. So if we go grocery shopping and things that need to be insulated, I will be wearing that backpack and carrying it back. And that's a pretty big backpack too. It's kind of nice, actually. But for most things, we don't pick up a lot of stuff. We just pick up little odds and ends. And with that, we will just use the front basket with the bag, small bag. All right, we've gone about 2 miles already. Got another 2.9 miles to go. Yeah, I will typically throttle whenever I don't want to think about pedaling. Or if I'm in an area I'm not familiar with and I don't want to think about it, I will throttle at that point. And always at an intersection, I will throttle and then hit the pedaling along with it. Sometimes throttle only if it's level. That way I don't have to think. Concentrate on more important things like what's in front of you or what cars are heading towards you. So what do you think of this right angle view? I'll have to review the footage. If it looks stupid, you won't ever get to see this because I won't even publish it. If it looks decent, I'll publish it. Alright, we have a car behind me. We're going to move up. Now I think sometimes when you're first in line here, sometimes cars behind you want to turn right and they don't want to go in front of you. So they get really antsy. I had the other day, I was waiting my turn to cross the street, but the light never changed. It just sat at red the entire time. And so of course, a car behind me had to honk because he was wondering why we missed the entire intersection. But you know, if that light doesn't turn, what are you gonna do, right? All right, so the ringer is telling me to change the camera out. And I'll do that in a moment here, but I've got to cross the street first. So let me pull up alongside of this school building and change it out. All right. Sit tight for a second. All right, I'm back. Now, while I was doing that, I noticed that my digital audio recorder that's in the back of me showed only 1 bar on the battery meter. The thing with that recorder, which I really don't like, it just only got 3 bars. So I don't know if it's ready to die or whether we still have some ability to get recording. But here's what I'm going to say. If that digital audio recorder cuts out, we still have the audio from the camera. And because we have that dead cat windscreen on there, we could always switch over to that. So I'm just going to ride it out until we get to the next stop, and then change out that battery. Now, the one thing I did say before is that the sound quality is usually better using the lavalier microphone that's clipped onto my helmet and using that digital audio recorder. But having the camera's microphone is a good backup, and the windscreen makes a huge difference. And the same thing with the windscreen that's on the lavalier mic. You know, it's a big circular ball, but that thing cuts out a lot of wind. It's the main reason why I bought this lavalier microphone. You know, and this mic doesn't directly plug into the digital recorder. There's a huge transformer that it plugs into. It's an XLR connector. Plugs into the transformer. The transformer plugs into the digital audio recorder. The digital audio recorder supplies 48 volts of phantom powering, and that's what powers up the microphone. It's a 48 volt phantom power. I feel a couple of drops hit me, but I don't think it's going to rain out yet. It just feels like it wants to. So you guys still liking the right angle view, or wishing by now we should go forward view? I just figured if you get a different angle, it's something to see that you don't normally get to see on these rides. Across the street. That was Rand Road we just zipped past. It was just turning yellow as I was crossing. So I just hit it with a little more power to get past it. I know the car behind me wants to pass, but he's just waiting his turn because there was traffic coming towards us. And since it's a single lane, he can't do it until those traffic gets out of his way. So he finally passed us.
Continue on to East Jane Avenue.
Yeah, a couple of drops. A couple of drops is okay as long as it doesn't downpour on us. So that whole time I was throttling, trying to get some speed. Get past all that situation. And you get to see the people's neighborhoods. See how folks over here live. I believe we're in Arlington Heights, if I'm not mistaken.
Turn right onto East Lillian Avenue.
Yeah, this stuff is looking familiar. Yeah, I can get lost really quick, but sometimes I do recognize areas. We released a video earlier where I went into the forest preserves, deep into the forest preserves in a different direction, and the entire time I could have sworn I was somewhere else. Turns out it's the exact same forest preserves we had been doing before, but going in an opposite direction. I think sometimes that happens. You don't know where you are because it's not the direction you're used to seeing, and we didn't get there the way we normally get there. So that's why it's a little bit different. All right, so we're going to hit Palatine Road now, and off to the left is where we see the heavy-duty traffic. And but we're going to be on the right side of it. This is that divided highway. I'm going to change out the camera, and I think for this segment, I'm going to move you guys to the left so you can see the traffic. Hold on. All right, I am back. We're going to cross, go on to Palatine Road. I'm giving you guys the left angle now. Figure the left angle is more interesting than the right angle. The right angle, all you would see is like fence. So this is now the left angle view. So on our side of the road, we're set for 30 miles an hour. We're not going to do that, of course. Fixing my mirrors here. And then on the left side of the road, those guys get 45 miles an hour because it is a divided highway, so we're protected from that part. And there's a cop who just hit up some cars with a speed gun, and he just ran to his car, and he's gonna go chase those guys down. Yep, he is. I don't know if you got to see that, but he's turned and he's hit his lights. That was good. That was fun. I remember once I was taking some photos of CHP officers, California Highway Patrol. Remember the CHIPS? CHIPS guys? I was working for the DA's office at the time. They assigned me to do some photos of this officer. So I went with him and took a photo of him with his motor. Sorry, I'm all clogged up here. Took a photo of him on his motorcycle, and so he gave me the speed gun to try out. So I got to hit up cars with the speed gun. That was kind of fun. Yeah, but this was good. He wasn't in the car. He was standing out there with his speed radar gun, hit up somebody, he saw that they were going too fast, and then ran to his car, jumped in there, and went after him. That's interesting. That's law enforcement doing its job. All right, we're going to be taking a left at the light, but I'm staying on this side until we get closer. I'm throttling up because I want to get to that light before it turns, because I don't want to be sitting at the left turn lane by myself, since there's a car up ahead of us that is actually ready to turn. All clogged up today. I don't know why. Gotta take a drink of water or something. I have my water bottle on the left side of the basket. I zip tie that to the basket. There's not a really good place to put the water bottle on the RadRovers. They have one that's on the down tube, but man, you'd splash that thing up like crazy if you went over any type of wet pavement. So that's not a good spot to put it, but that's the only spot they can put it. So I zip tied it to the basket. Zip tied a bottle holder to the basket. It works really good. I choose the left side because the right hand needs to hit the throttle. So if I'm throttling, I could grab the bottle with the left hand. Now some bikes, the throttle's on the left side. I would recommend you put it on the right side then for a bottle holder. So you can throttle and still drink some water if you want to. This is a long light. Now some of these guys are going to go straight. We're going to take a left turn. This is Schoenbeck Road, by the way, for those who are in the general area here. There's cars behind us. We'll give them the left-hand signal once we get up on the bike again, so that they know we're turning left. They should know that because I'm sitting in the left lane here. But you have an option to go straight or turn left. Of course, for us, we are turning left. So I'm giving them all a signal so they know I'm turning. And we have executed the left turn. All right, we're not that far from the bike trail. So now I know this video has been pretty long. So I think what I'm going to do this time, something we haven't done before, I'm going to split this up into a part 1 and a part 2. So the part 1 is our ride to get there. The part 2 will be going through the path, but again, using the angled view. This way, if you don't want to stick around for the entire length of it, just watch part 1, then watch part 2 on another day. So we'll get up to that area and then I'll turn us off at that point.
Turn right onto West Donegan Drive.
Alrighty. You have arrived. Yes, we have. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys following me along for part 1. I'm going to shut ourselves down. Follow me for part 2, which will probably come out in a day or 2 afterwards. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys next time.